Welcome back to the program News Across Niger. And of course, for more on our top stories and others, please visit our website. That's channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com to watch us on your mobile device, or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. And the Channels TV and Channels 24 apps will give you access to news and updates. And you'll also have access to the Eyewitness feature, with which you can share those pictures, videos, and of course, news of happenings all around you. All you have to do, just install the app, tap and swipe to reveal the menu, and then carefully follow the instructions. Some residents under the aegis of concerned citizens of Bayelsa State have staged a protest in Yenagoa, the state capital, to condemn alleged embezzlement and diversion of funds meant for the development of the Niger Delta by the region's politicians. Now, the protesters took the demonstrations to the State Police Command, where they demanded a thorough investigation of a former official of the NDDC, George Turner, who is currently in detention over alleged fraud. The State Commissioner of Police promised to convey their message to the appropriate authorities.
All said funds diverted by George Turner be returned to Bayelsa State coffers for further development and complement of the states in doing to enhance the living standard and development of infrastructures in the state. Indeed, this is a fraud to humanity, and this singular act has impoverished the ordinary people of the states and the youth of Bayelsa. Hence, the loot recovered should be returned to the state government, and all amount of recovered funds from the different companies operated by Mr. George Turner be returned.
I can assure you that, to the best of my knowledge, this case is under prosecution. I will advise that you people go about your lawful duties and be rest assured that the justice will run its full course. Apart from that, the government being a responsive government, I will make sure that this letter or this petition of yours is delivered to them, and I can assure you they look into your matters.
We're in Imo State now, in Niger's southeast region, and Governor Rogers Okorocha has dissolved the state's cabinet. The dissolution letter signed by the Principal Secretary to the Governor stipulates that all appointees, such as commissioners, special assistants, including transition committee chairmen in the various local government areas, remain dissolved until further notice. Now, the Governor asked them to hand over all government property in their possession to the permanent secretaries in their various ministries and other government offices. A five-man appeal panel sitting in Benin City, the Edo State capital, has dismissed an application filed by the People's Democratic Party and its candidate in the 2015 governorship poll. The PDP candidate, Osage Ize-Iyamu, is challenging the record of proceedings by the chairman of the 2015 Edo Governorship Election Tribunal, which dismissed his case against the candidate of the All Progressives Congress. Delivering its ruling on the application, the appeal panel ruled that the court cannot exercise discretionary powers to amend the record of a lower court except in exceptional circumstances.
From the High Court complex along Sapele Road in Benin City, where the Edo State 2016 Governorship Tribunal sat for 6 months between November 2016 and April 2017, attention has now shifted to the Court of Appeal in Aduawa, also in Benin City, the state capital. This is because the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and its candidate in the 2016 Edo governorship election, Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu, who lost in their petition at the tribunal, are appealing against that tribunal judgment which favored the Old Progressives Congress, APC, and its candidate, Governor Godwin Obaseki. When the proceedings began, counsels to the first appellant, Yusuf Ali San, asked the court to only rely on the Exhibit C recorded by the second judge at the tribunal to commence the appeal, which to encourage the actual account of what transpired. Counsels were given 3 minutes each to argue on the motion. Delivering a ruling on the motion, chairman of the 5-member appeal panel, Justice Dongba Mesen, held that the court cannot exercise discretionary powers of amending the record of a lower court except there is an exceptional circumstance. The motion was therefore dismissed. Council also adopted their motion on the main suit, which, however, reserved judgment till a yet to be announced date.
As a lawyer, when you win some, you lose some. My attitude is that we have done our best. The court has done its own side. The ultimate of what happens, it lies with our client. I have no doubt to doubt the good faith of the court.
The ruling speaks for itself. A motion was brought, the Court of Appeal dismissed it. We went into the main appeals and they have been argued. The court has adjourned for judgment. Let us await the judgment of the court.
The court gave a ruling, and I will say with respect that that's how it should be. We thank them for the ruling. We are all waiting for judgment, which I believe will be notified to us as soon as it is ready.
The appeal panel has 30 days left to complete its work.
The Oyo State government is moving fast to turn its education sector around in a move it calls Model Education System Intervention, codenamed Oyomisi. The upgrade will support a restructuring of the school curriculum and monitor strict adherence to core value systems. Governor Abiola Ajimobi says this intervention is necessary as previous attempts to reduce gaps in the teaching and learning outcomes have not yielded the best results.
Tries to balance book education, theoretical education, with what I call cultural and societal education, where value system is promoted. Education that we are promoting must be complete. So what we are doing in education in Oyo State is that we looked at the three legs of education. We looked at the pupils or the students, we looked at the teachers, we looked at the infrastructure.
Oyo State Governor Abiola Ajimobi. It will not be business as usual for those who mine illegally in Ogun State, as the southwest state in Nigeria says it will use the laws against operators who abuse its environment. The State Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Mr. Bimbo Ashiru, gave the hint during a meeting with miners and dredgers. He says those without valid mining certificates will no longer be allowed to operate, as government has now begun the process of regulating their activities.
If you are here and you don't have any license and you go back to that site, you'll be arrested going forward. So now you should go back and process the right thing, proper documentation, because we are going to do enumeration. We are going to start, and that's why I said we should invite everybody here today. We are going to do enumeration. We are going to all these questions you are asking here, we are wasting time. If you apply properly, like somebody just showed his license and everything, so you apply properly. If you don't apply properly, and I know what is part of dredging too, you do it. I run after people because I know if you give somebody a permit in Shagamu, if you go to retail and you say we are not illiterate, going forward, government will not tolerate that, and that's why I said we should call ourselves here as brothers and sisters and we talk to ourselves. So we are going to agree today. If you don't have any license, please don't go back to your site again. If you go there and get you arrested, and we will prosecute you. I can tell you that going forward, because you see, you are draining the IGR that you're supposed to go to state government. You are making government, and these are the people talking that the roads are not good. It is the first we realize on that day that we used to do the construction.
And now to Kwara State. Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed says the state has indeed come of age and has recorded significant achievements since its creation 50 years ago. The governor made this known while briefing journalists as part of activities to mark the 50th anniversary of Kwara State's creation. He notes that though the incursion of the military didn't allow some governors spend more than 2 years, there has been achievements in every sector of the economy, education, health, and other sectors.
Looking at what has happened in the last 50 years, we modestly accept the fact that Kwara State has done well. Firstly, look at the economic cycle. We have moved from a purely civil service driven environment. The incursion of commercial banks tells you that there is significant increase in the levels of bankable businesses. That's why commercial banks have made their presence in this environment. In terms of infrastructure, we've seen that a lot more communities have been linked up through new roads or rehabilitation of old roads. Look at the levels of education, for instance. If we say we want to look at the levels of higher and tertiary institutions we had in Kwara in the past, there's been a significant increase in the levels of tertiary institutions.
We go on this break, and when we return, Major General Ibrahim Atahiru finally assumes office as the new theatre commander of Operation Lafia Dole in Borno State. Stay with us.